Welcome everybody to Enter the Bunker, launching you into thriving. Here's what we do. I am Jonathan Bahai. I'm the co-host of Enter the Bunker and also the owner of the 64,000 square foot nuclear bunker, which you've just entered. Each and every day that we are streaming here live, we are building bunker bricks that are going to help you to build your own personal bunkers so that you can thrive in today's world. Things like caring, honesty, integrity, respect, and other types of things which help you to be able to thrive in today's world.
And I am Kelly Cadell, also the co-host of this Enter the Bunker show. That sounded silly. So if you're watching on Twitch, be sure to go to YouTube at Enter the Bunker. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, like the video. When you ring that bell, you'll get a notifications for when we go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Also, be sure to follow our Instagram because you could be featured.
On Instagram.
On Instagram.
In our Instagram.
And at Enter the Bunker.
At Enter the Bunker.
And
what is going on here?
The pillow fight.
It looks like fun.
I know. I'm like, we should be doing that right now. Somebody throw me a pillow from over there.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not do that. But yeah, just looking at what's going on here, I think that they are having a disagreement, or in a fun way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pillow fights are a tough thing to judge, I find. I don't know. Like it's usually playful.
But it always turns out somebody gets hurt.
Does it?
I don't know.
Does it?
With my kids.
With kids, generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally kids will hurt themselves, but I mean, you're just hitting each other with pillows. It's nothing but feathers.
Until those pillows have zippers on the sides.
Those zippers are so deadly. Yes.
Yeah.
Like
a bed pillow would suffice.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe, bed pillows because they don't have those zippers?
Yeah.
At least some bed pillows have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this is a very respectful discourse of camaraderie, I guess you could say, between two people who clearly, I just don't know what to make of this. What do you make of this?
I don't know. I don't know if it's respectful or not.
Okay, so those of you who are watching, let us know what you think about that, because I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, me either.
I'm totally baffled. I don't know if we're being respectful here, or if we're showing how to settle arguments. Is it about arguments? Is it war?
Corner of pillow to the eye.
Is this war that we're looking at? Is this how you win the war on respect?
Oh.
Is it?
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
So we've mentioned it a few times, but respect, that is the building brick of the week.
Respect.
Guys, what do you think of when you think of respect? What's the first thing that comes to mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the word respect?
When I think about respect, I generally feel like it's something that needs to be universal.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want to be able to treat others the way you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I think that that's generally how respect works for a lot of people. People who tend to not think of themselves in a positive way will disrespect themselves, and then in turn will disrespect others.
Okay.
But people who will hold themselves in high regard and have a sense of dignity and respect for themselves, they'll reflect that to others, because it's just, again, it's like manifesting it's from within, so without, right?
Right.
So I think that people who really, like, it's funny because you think that people who are like a lot of people think that, for example, someone who's like rich and affluent, but is disrespectful to others, they would think, oh, it's just because they're rich and snobby and things like that. The truth is that respect needs to come, the truth is though, is that personally, they actually don't think very much of themselves, right? They don't respect themselves. So if you don't respect yourself, you can't respect others. That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about it.
Right. I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't agree?
No.
Okay.
I usually do agree with what you have to say, but I'm just thinking, I guess, of myself. And like sometimes I'll often, like I was saying this to the team earlier, like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like having like what I call ugly day or a bad hair day. But just because I think that about myself, that's not very good self-respect of myself. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be respectful to you or to the team.
So when that moment comes when you have an opportunity to be respectful to somebody else,
Yeah.
are you still not respecting yourself when you do that? Or have you flipped it so that you're given the opportunity to actually respect yourself by being respectful to others?
I don't know. So the definition of respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements, we'll say.
A feeling of deep admiration for somebody or something elicited by their ability, qualities, and achievements.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean that if we don't admire somebody,
Right.
that means we should treat them with respect? Is that what that means?
The feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities. I don't know. If so, I don't agree with that either. I'm just a big old whopping disagreement today.
Well, there you go. So the war begins.
Yeah. So we have a weekly challenge. Our weekly challenge is look in the mirror, look into your eyes, and give yourself 3 real compliments. Show someone else appreciation, compliment something that you respect in them. Turn your brain filter on, process your thoughts before speaking or releasing your words. Show some respect for our planet, and open your mind to another person's opinions and or lifestyles. So that's a lot of challenges. Even if you just pick one, I think my favorite one of that is looking in the mirror and telling yourself 3 good things.
Can you though? I'm not saying that you can't.
Right.
I'm just saying a lot of people, when they're asked to do those types of exercises, they tend to do that. And then what happens as you're saying them? You say it, and then there's something in the back of your mind that goes, yeah, that's just a little, right? Isn't it true, right?
Yeah,
Have you ever,
yeah.
because everybody's done that at some point, right? They're
Yeah.
just like, it's like you say it and then you're just like, yeah, really? Do you believe that? Really? I think that the reason for that is because it's not necessarily the compliment that matters. I don't think we should be necessarily complimenting ourselves, but complimenting something done, right?
Right.
So if you can focus on complimenting something that you did in the day,
Yeah.
then that has more meaning to us than if you try to pump yourself up.
Right.
Right?
I think
Because-
everybody's different too. Like that might work for somebody, but I do like what you said. So like if I was exercising and I did it for a week straight, I'd be like, I'm so proud of myself and look at myself in the mirror. And I think what you're saying, but I think some people they'll want to tell themselves that. But then does that give them too much gloat too?
You mean like ego sort
Yeah.
of thing? Like they're full of themselves
Yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Some people tend to think, I mean, like if somebody has to do this though, then they probably, and I don't know, reacting that way, it doesn't seem like they would need that. But
Right.
I don't know, I'd like to hear what the audience out there thinks.
Yeah. Destiny says, respect the deepest level of love. If you say it often enough, it becomes a reality. I was also thinking that too, Destiny. Imagination, manifestation, sensation. Yeah. Yeah, we do. I'll make t-shirts. Brandon says, if you say those things enough, you will start to convince yourself. Like imagination can turn into manifestations. So that's true.
It's true, yeah.
If you're stealing my words again, Destiny. I guess if you're feeling really down about yourself, that might be a good time to boost your ego and make it so that you believe it. Because if you say it enough, like they said, you might believe it.
Eventually, yes.
Eventually, yeah. Guys, is respect given or is it earned? What do you think? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Is respect given or is it earned?
Yeah, you guys let us know too in the chat.
So based on the definition that we talked about,
Yeah,
then it's definitely earned. It's not just given. Because you have to do something according to the definition we just read that elicits, like based on their abilities and their qualities of achievement, then that elicits somebody to actually admire, like give admiration,
Yeah.
which means that it's earned.
Right.
If you have a more open definition of respect, though, to where I guess you could say like you should respect all living things,
right.
could be something you can consider. And it's like and think about the qualities of life.
Right.
Then that takes a different kind of approach, and
Yeah.
in which case I don't think it's something that's earned, it's something that's given.
So I think it's both.
Yeah.
I don't think there's just one or the other.
I think it's because of the definition. Like,
Right.
yeah. So if you want to have that definition of because of everything they've done, I respect them,
Yeah.
then it's earned. If you have the definition of this is life and
Like a piece of grass, like
yeah,
you need to respect that. That's
respect the earth,
Yeah.
you know, we're all God's creatures,
yeah.
you know, the sort of like general sense, then it can be given.
Right. Destiny agrees with both as well. So I think that's true. So we have, yeah,
Let's see what somebody else said about respect.
Richard Branson.
Yeah. So, Richard Branson said, are you ready for this? Respect is how to treat everyone.
Do you know Richard Branson?
Yeah, we have coffee all the time.
Do you?
Oh, wish. I'd probably do it skydiving or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I know who Richard Branson is, though. Of course, he's like.
Emily's obsessed with him.
Yeah, he's very famous. He's like one of those famous billionaires
Yeah.
sort of thing, but he's across the pond over in Europe, right? So we
Okay.
don't hear so much about him.
Yeah.
But
He looked familiar. Like Brandon brought him up on the computer earlier, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was more popular maybe 15 years ago or so. Like
Okay.
10, 15 years ago, you would have seen his face more.
Yeah.
But today, not so much. Now it's all Elon Musk and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, so respect is how to treat everyone. And so, again, going back to like when I talked about like a lot of people have the sense of like someone who's rich is snobby and not treating people well.
Yeah.
They think that's because they're rich, but it's actually because of who they are inside,
Right.
But Richard Branson, once you actually like Richard Branson, of course, respects himself
Yeah.
and believes that others should be treated that way, and that's actually a big part of being successful in life, and that's a big part of why this type of building brick is important.
Right.
Is because when you treat others with respect, then they feel that, and then they in turn actually want to treat you with respect,
Right.
regardless of where you are.
Yeah.
Like even just thinking to myself about how like some of the people who've worked here at the bunker
Yeah.
over the years, right? I've always been respectful to everybody. I've always treated them well.
Yeah.
Right. And it's because, and in turn, you know, they would treat me the same way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just appreciate that because of the way I was treating them compared to where they were in other jobs.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
In a lot of places, they would just be like poo-pooed on and stuff like that because of this definition,
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, their abilities, qualities, and achievements. In
Yeah.
their eyes, they didn't see that. It's like, no, you haven't done anything, so why should I respect you?
Right.
I just don't think that's the way respect should work.
No. Do you think we could end culture wars simply by showing respect?
Don't know if we can end culture wars. Maybe we can help
Help them,
tone them down.
tone them down.
Yeah. We can go from wars to battles.
Right. What do you? Yeah. Wars to battles. What do you guys think? Do you think we could end culture wars by just showing respect to one another? I've read an article that is actually the article's in the bio and the video. In the very first line of the article, it says, crap, what did it say? I knew this was going to happen. I have like brain farts. Pardon? Yes, that it said that respect is old-fashioned
Yeah.
and naive.
Yeah.
What? How is that? How is respect old-fashioned?
Well, if you take a look at what goes on in social media these days, do you
True.
see a lot of respect? Do you see people discording, like having a back and forth conversation in a way that shows respect to one another? No.
No,
Like,
not very often.
it's very, very rare. I've like, especially in public, in public type chats, right?
Right.
Now I've been in groups where everybody generally has an identity and they know each other roughly.
Yeah.
Which they will go back and forth and actually discourse with each other and respectfully. But when it comes to generally talking to the public, there's really a lacking of respect for one another.
It goes into politics a lot too. It's actually not a bad article.
Yeah, the article talked about how that's what's caused great political divide,
Yeah.
is that people have simply turned respect into a weapon
Yeah.
where they're just like, if you give respect to the other person, then that means you're on their side or you're showing weakness and you're not really, you know, and this kind of thing. And it's just, it's so toxic.
Yeah.
And it causes this divide where nobody can talk to each other at all.
Right.
Right? And it's a way of, when you don't show respect to others, it's a way of dehumanizing them.
Yes.
Because because what happens is that if you can turn the other person into an object, then you don't have to show respect to it, right? So you hear people like in social media, they'll use terminologies, they'll start labeling other people different things, like whether it's when it's politics, they use the political parties. When it's anything about a major issue, they'll use the issues, right?
Yep.
And then they'll go back and forth at each other, throwing these labels at each other as a way to disrespect, right? And as a way to not show respect, because it's easier not to respect somebody when you don't regard them as a human, like when you turn them into an object instead, like.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and it's just what happens. It's weird how groups, like the way that people talk to each other today, it polarizes so quickly. It's like it's being trained in social media this way.
Well, you often hear too, like, not my, like, I want to say my parents' age, but you hear like older people saying, kids have no respect nowadays. That's what I kind of took by reading that first line, like where they said it's old-fashioned.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm older, and I even heard that when I was a kid.
Did you?
Like,
I feel like they just
it's
say
like
that.
Every generation, the next generation is just like,
I'm going to be saying it.
Yeah, I think though, now that you say that,
yeah,
I think that as you get older, I'm not going to say everybody, but I think generally speaking, as you get older, you learn to respect others better than when you were younger.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're younger, you really, that sense of respect doesn't come through very well, or at least the way that they express it doesn't show very well, I think, a lot of times.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you get a much stronger sense of it because of the experience, right? So over time, you start to see that. And the more you feel that as you get older, the more you see less of it for younger people. And what do they say?
Kids have no respect
They
these
have no
days.
respect these days, yeah.
Destiny says, you can't end wars with respect because everyone views respect differently. It's hard when perceptions of these things are so different. Also says, I think having a better positive intent when approaching those things definitely helps that for sure.
A different positive intent.
Yeah, having a better positive intent.
A better positive intent, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 100%. The intent is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing the article says, it says, and whatever you do, don't do it just simply, and whatever you do, don't just simply impose your view on anyone else. You have to talk them through.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you see that happen?
Camera, do you think that is true? Camera. I just called you guys camera.
What did I just say about turning people into objects? Come on.
You put it in my head. That's funny. Do you think that's true, I guess?
Talking people through?
Yeah, and whatever you do, don't just simply impose your view on anyone else. You have to talk them through.
So this is where having real person-to-person conversations is so critical.
Yes.
Because
And not just over texting.
texting is one problem because total human communication is actually mostly physical.
Yeah.
Like we have body language.
Yeah.
There's a language that comes through in that. And actually most of our communication is that.
Yeah.
The other 30 or so percent is in tonality, the tone we'll use, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like roughly 5% or so that's actually like words.
Right.
Right. So whenever people are talking on social media and they're using text, there is like you're literally working with like 5% of total human communication to convey what you want. Right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
And it's so everybody reads it differently.
Now there's
Everybody-
emojis.
And then it's not just that. They don't have the ability to even have a discourse to be able to talk through like you're saying. There's no place for that because if you're on social media, people are on there for a few seconds to make their little blurb. You're using a phone, so how long are people going to do this?
Yeah.
To get a point across. They're not. They're just going to aim. They're going to point, aim, fire, and just like shoot off whatever they think they can shoot off to be able to win whatever it is they think they're winning.
Yeah.
But the ability to be able to talk back and forth is very important, and there's just not a lot of forums for it anymore. And that's why I think it's so difficult for people to even like show respect for others.
Right. Do you, is there a respect formula?
Respect formula?
Yeah. That's what Destiny's asking. I have a question, she says. Is there a respect formula?
I guess if you wanted a formula, you can simply refer to the golden rule: do unto others as you would have done to you.
That's a good one.
I mean, that's the most ancient of formulas, but it works in terms of respect, I believe.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, don't forget, if you want to check out that article more, you can check out the link in our description. Tomorrow we're going to be going, tomorrow's Brandon and I, we're going to be going more in depth about how to practice respect. So be sure to tune in at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, ring the bell, get those notifications. And as soon as we're done here, you can go to our Instagram and follow us there. Sounds like fun. And we shall see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Self-respect. Respect yourself.
See you tomorrow, respectfully.
Respectfully.